Hello, everyone. I have a very special guest today. I'm really excited to talk with her, and I love Italian food. So this is really going to be fun. I would love to introduce you to Rosemary Molloy, a food blogger, Authentic Italian Recipes. Now, did I say your name right?
Yes, that's perfect.
Rosemary Molloy. Okay, awesome. And you are known as an Italian in my kitchen across different media platforms. Is that right?
That's right.
And you present to the world authentic Italian recipes and Canadian treats. You have bases in Toronto and Rome, and your main focus is homemade Italian cooking. And you have two cookbooks out, Authentic Italian Desserts, and it's all about pasta. And your website is an italianinmykitchen.com. And you have been featured in multiple locations for your recipes, which is an awesome, wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is quite surprising, actually, when I started.
So tell us your journey. I was reading on your website about how you many years ago decided to make a move from Toronto to Rome. Not that you aren't back in Toronto, but tell us about your journey that brought you to doing that, and what did you learn?
Well, it all started when I met my husband, who's Italian, in Toronto. And we just decided, well, he decided that he didn't really want to stay anymore in Canada because it's too cold. He couldn't stand the winter. So he said, we decided to get married, and I decided to move back with him, which was a big, big change, let me tell you, from working downtown Toronto and to going into a small town just outside of Rome.
I bet. That's a huge difference. Yes.
And so then I didn't know any Italian, and I met his family, who were all very nice, and especially his mother and his sister and a friend and friends showed me all about Italian cooking. And it just opened my eyes, because it was nothing like you get in restaurants in North America. Nothing at all. It's all mostly very easy cooking, all fresh ingredients, and it's amazing. They actually made me love vegetables again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. I love Italian food. And obviously, I've had what's mostly in the States. I've never been to Italy, but even in the States, it's like one of my favorite foods, groupings of foods.
Mm-hmm.
And so I totally understand. And I probably haven't even tasted the most amazing things you're talking about, because I haven't been in Italy.
Yeah. It's very different. And so I decided, after learning, because I always really kind of like to cook and bake, that I would start my own food blog and show people how it's really made.
That's awesome. And your pictures are gorgeous. Do you do your own photos?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Did you do your own photos for the cookbooks as well?
Yes, the cookbooks, yes.
Is that something you had to learn, or was it a skill you already had?
Oh, I had to learn that. Like, when I go back and look at the beginnings. I actually have somebody now who helps me photograph very old photos. But all the new stuff is mine.
Right. So then you remake it, and then
it's also a good way to make sure that everything works out and everything, because she helped to cook it too.
Exactly. That's so true, because, and obviously, in making a cookbook and posting recipes, you want it to be reliable. Do you have a set number of times you make it before you release it to the world?
Well, it depends. If it's a new recipe, usually around 2 or 3 times. But if it's something my mother-in-law made, and then I have the recipe, then it's something that I make often, once.
Right.
To get the good photos.
Yeah, that makes sense, because you've probably made it or been around her making it. So you've already know it's already been made multiple times.
Exactly. Yes.
So what are some of your favorite recipes?
Anything pasta. I love pasta. And my husband always says that's why I married him, for the pasta. And I would probably have to say a homemade crepe cannelloni. That brings back really good memories too, because that was my mother-in-law's one of her amazing recipes.
It sounds interesting. I don't think I've ever had that, so it sounds very interesting.
And of course, tiramisu is a good one.
Oh yes, I love that. I just saw that recently. You had a Nutella tiramisu recipe that you just posted on Instagram, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, on your blog too as well. Right. Yeah. That looks delicious. I love using Nutella. I think it's a really fun ingredient to use.
Yes, it's true. It's so versatile, and so many people it's super popular in Italy. Obviously, they put it on anything, like in the morning for breakfast and on pizza, everything.
On pizza.
Yeah, a white
Oh,
pizza with
wow.
Nutella on it. It's very
Okay.
popular.
Something I found I liked recently, which is very, very simple. I like Nutella and cream cheese together on like bread or toast.
Oh,
It's really
wow.
delicious together. It's
Oh,
a great combo.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought I'd try it one day and I'm like, woo, I really like this. It's a great recipe. My kids love it too. Like, and the first time years ago, I hadn't heard of it. And our neighbor boy came over, he was a friend, and he said, I'm going to have a chocolate sandwich. And we're all looking at him like, what are you talking about? A chocolate sandwich? And he
Yeah,
had a peanut allergy. So his mom bought, non-peanut spreads. And so
yeah.
that's how we found out what Nutella was because he was talking about a chocolate sandwich. And we're like, what are you talking about? A chocolate sandwich?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's super popular. My kids used to
Yeah.
have a snack on a piece of bread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they
Yeah,
make those, anything dipping in it is good. Pretzels,
yeah.
it's just one of those amazing products
It's
for
really good on
sure.
a croissant too.
Yes, absolutely. A flaky croissant. Now, I had a question I forgot to ask a few minutes ago. Do you really think there's a difference between people when people make their homemade pasta versus buying the dried regular pasta that people have or stores have?
Oh yeah, there's two totally different things. So depending on your sauce, yeah, you can't really compare. Like dried pasta is just fine. Like if you get a good brand, you can use it
Hmm.
for anything. But if you
Sure.
really want really special meal, yeah, making your own pasta is totally different.
It sounds so time consuming. Like when I think about that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like sounds really time consuming, is it?
Not really. It's
Okay.
just, make sure you have all your tools together and everything. No, it's not really that time consuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I've never wanted to try it because I'm like, oh, that seems so time consuming. And it's just so easy just to buy a dried box and just pop it
Yeah.
in the water,
Yeah.
you know?
You can
Yeah.
probably buy fresh pasta though in the stores, can't you?
I think I have seen it sometimes. Yes. Yeah, you know what? I have seen it. And it's usually like in the refrigerated section,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I have done that on occasion and our family does like it. So it's
Yeah.
a great option for people that don't
Sure.
want to mess around with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are some of your other favorite recipes?
Um, well, the chocolate mocha cake, that's always one of my favorite too. My mom used to make that all the time with the
Mm.
mocha icing.
Is that on your
Yeah,
blog
and my
too?
daughter got me into Swiss meringue frosting, and that is
Oh,
pretty amazing. Because
that
I
sounds
find
really interesting.
buttercream frosting really sweet. So
Mm,
Swiss
hmm.
meringue is less sweet and more buttery.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have those on your blog, those recipes?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. So people could just search that up and find that easily.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So did you get your children into cooking too, or were they just kind of
Actually,
naturally
yes,
fall in?
I actually started a second blog, Breads and Sweets,
Mm.
and my eldest daughter has taken it over. So she's
Oh,
blogging too.
that's really cool. Do you enjoy blogging?
I love it. I really do.
Yeah, it is fun. It's time
Yeah.
consuming. Once you figure it out, it's not so bad.
No, it's not. If you have a good schedule and, it's good. It's just that always worrying about algorithms and
Oh, yes.
so,
It's
is
a
Google
challenge.
going to do to me this time, but what can you do? Just keep
Right.
going.
You just do your best, and I notice you're on Pinterest too, which I love Pinterest. I think Pinterest is a great tool for bloggers and a great way it's kind of a slow burn, but you have great success obviously on Pinterest and I've had pretty decent success there as well, but it's a really fun platform.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it seems to be getting back to its old ways a bit now. So
Yeah. Do
hopefully.
you use, yeah, I hope so. Do you ever use any of like those extra things like Tailwind to help you post to Pinterest?
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah, I like Tailwind too.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is there's still like some issues with trying to put the videos on Tailwind. Like if you're in any of those
Oh,
communities,
yeah.
yeah, like that doesn't flow. It has to be a static picture from my
Oh,
experience.
that's strange.
When I do it, it says it won't work. Like when I try to put it on Tailwind from Pinterest to Tailwind, if it's a
I don't
video,
think I don't think I've ever tried putting up video, to tell you the truth.
you don't have any video on Pinterest?
Yeah, I do, but I do that
Oh,
manually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not through Tailwind. Gotcha. Yeah.
No.
I don't think it's possible. I mean, the last time I tried it, it didn't work either. So it
Oh,
takes some weird picture or some other, not even a nice picture, and just doesn't work. So better
oh,
to do
let's
it
check
live.
that. Now that you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's better to do it live posting a video to Pinterest.
yeah, true.
So, and then obviously you expanded into video. So when you were doing it, did it take you quite a while to get into video? Did you do pictures for quite a while, or is it kind of recent, or have you done it a long time?
I've been doing video for quite a while now.
Okay.
Back in maybe when did it all start on Facebook? 16 or 17, something like that.
Okay.
Anyways,
Sure.
because I really, really grew my Facebook page by using video at the time.
Yeah.
And so many people said, no, I don't want to get into video. And then I just thought, I'm going to try it. And then I just started doing it.
It's popular. People like it.
Yeah, people do. Definitely. And it helps too. Like if you're not sure about something or how it should look, you just check out the video.
Right. Yeah, you gain so much more information too, much more real information from a video than you do from just a static post.
Yeah, exactly.
So you said you got more into vegetables. So what was one vegetable that surprised you, and how did you find out that you like to use it in cooking?
Artichokes.
Oh, yes. I love artichokes, but a lot of people are like, that doesn't look good,
Yeah, like it did not do much for me to see how people were eating artichokes, like, pulling out the leaves and stuff. And then when I went to Italy and my mother-in-law made them, it was amazing, like how the Italians do it. You don't pull out the insider. They just cook it with garlic, olive oil, oregano, and mint, Roman mint.
Really? So how do they cook it then? Do they like chop it up at all, or what do they do?
No, you just clean it. Leave it whole, remove the choke in the middle. Usually if it's really, a young, tender artichoke, sometimes it doesn't even have the choke yet.
Oh, okay.
So they're really good. And then you just cook it in some water and let the water evaporate and it's cooked. So good.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or even you could cook it with pasta. That's really good too.
The whole problem I'm imagining right now is I don't recall seeing an actual artichoke in the stores. Like they're always in like the jars or the cans.
Oh yeah. Probably it's tough to find them there.
Yeah. And you probably have them fresh there, right?
Yeah. Fresh.
Mm-hmm. I'm like scanning my brain thinking of what I've seen in the grocery store. And I'm like, I don't recall seeing fresh artichoke. I'm going to have to check now.
Yeah.
Maybe specialty stores might have it, but I feel like the regular grocery store, they just don't have it. It's just not a thing.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't really noticed any here either. I wonder if you can get them frozen, because you can do it frozen too.
Oh yeah, sure. Definitely something to look into.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Now, what do you like to do with it otherwise? Do you like to put it in pasta dishes, like chop it up, or in raviolis?
Yeah, it's good chopped up in pasta. It's also good on pizza.
Yeah.
But that's good under oil. You can use those. So
I really want to try your pizza dough recipe. I saw that on your website. We love pizza, and my son really likes to actually make homemade pizza. So we got to try out your crust.
Oh yeah, it's pretty popular.
Is it? Yes. That's awesome. I can't wait to try it. And then the margarita pizza, I noticed that too. That's the one thing my kids really like too. And it's harder to find over here in the States. We don't find it as often, but my kids just love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And homemade is so good, really.
Now, can you freeze your dough or preserve it for a while, or just something you make? Okay, it works.
I actually made it. I'm having friends over today for dinner, so I actually made it last night, and it's been in the fridge, so it'll be in the fridge and it just rises in the fridge.
Oh, that's good to know. Now, do you keep it as a ball in the fridge, or do you actually spread it on the pan?
No, as a ball, and then I spread it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you tend to use your fingers to spread it, or do you use a rolling pin, or how do you use?
No, use fingers, because a rolling pin is too tough.
That's what I was thinking. It might just like smush it too much or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any other great tips about making pizza that you like to share?
Well, a long rise in the fridge is probably better, because then the crust is more tender and the taste is better.
Oh, so it's actually better.
And with that dough, you can either make thin crust, thick crust, whatever kind of crust you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of cheeses do you usually add to your pizzas?
Mozzarella, usually a firmer one, because fresh can sometimes be too watery, and then your dough is soft. But always shred it yourself. Don't buy the package, because they put some sort of waxy stuff so that it doesn't stick.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, so it's always better to just shred your own.
Sure. Huh. I had never heard that before. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that, see if it tastes different.
Yeah.
What are your favorite ingredients on pizza? Do you use meat and veggies, or do you stick more with?
Yeah, I usually I like a white pizza that doesn't have sauce on it.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll put artichoke, Italian sausage, cheese. And sometimes when it comes out of the oven, sometimes I'll sprinkle it with grated Parmesan cheese and then serve
Mhm.
it. That's really good too.
Oh, definitely. I love to use
Yeah.
Parmesan cheese. It does add a different flavor to the pizza than when you just use mozzarella for sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of my favorite cheeses.
Oh yeah. Do you ever use like on pizzas use like the Asiago cheese
Oh
or
yeah, that's good too.
yeah.
And yeah, that's a good one actually.
Yeah, I like that. Then over here they have some blends. I'm trying to remember what it's. Asiago Parmesan. Oh, Romano. I think it's Romano.
Oh, okay, that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of those 3 cheese blends, which I like to buy those too.
Oh. Some people like goat cheese too.
Oh yeah. Yep. I have tried goat cheese by itself. I have not put it on a pizza before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good on pizza.
I bet. So tell us some of your Canadian treats. I saw that listed on, I think it was maybe your Instagram. What exactly does that mean? Because I'm not familiar with what a Canadian treat would be.
Well, probably more. It's just North American
Oh,
too.
okay. Sure.
Peanut butter cookies,
Mm,
lemon bread,
yep.
things like that. Blueberry bread, strawberry
Yes.
cake. Yeah.
Yes.
And lots
Similar
of
things
Christmas
too.
cookies. I have all my mom's Christmas cookies that do pretty good too.
That's awesome. Now, do you take your mom's recipes and put them on your blog? I like to do that too.
Yeah, I do.
Mm,
Yeah,
it's really fun, isn't it? It's fun to like
it
keep
is.
remaking those recipes and then sharing them.
Yeah, because it brings back good memories too when you do that.
It does. It does. Food really, I've written about this before. Food really holds memories. And when you eat it and you see it, you make it, you eat it, it really juices up and
Yeah,
livens up those memories even more.
it does.
Mm. Food carries memories. And it's amazing how even you can see it in kids. Like they're like, come time, certain time of year. Oh, are you going to make blah, 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 mom? Like whatever it
Yeah,
is.
exactly. So true.
It is absolutely.
Yeah.
So I noticed on I'm not sure where I saw this. Maybe something about August being canned tomato month. And you were talking about, all the tomatoes, harvesting them, and then you even freeze them. I didn't know that was a thing. You could
Yeah.
freeze. Tell us all about that.
Well, you can freeze tomatoes whole in a bag, or you can even cook them down and then freeze them. Either
Yeah, I've
way.
never tried that. That's
Yeah.
so interesting. So you don't even have to do anything to it. Do you leave the stem on it or just take the
Oh
stem
no,
off
you
and
would
just,
like take the stem off, but then just freeze them.
I just thought it would like turn to
They,
mush, but I guess,
they do. They kind of get soft, so they're good for cooking.
okay. Yeah. So that's what they'd be used for, right? In recipes or sauces or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you don't need to like de-seed them or anything.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. Unless people can't have seeds. I mean, I know there's some conditions where people can't have seeds, which I think would be very miserable. I think that's
Yeah.
would be
Well,
really hard way to
I mean,
live.
you certainly can cut them in half, take out the seeds, and then freeze them. That's no
Okay.
problem.
So that would work too. Okay.
Yeah. It'd
I just
probably be
never thought,
a good idea to freeze them on a cookie sheet, and then once they're firm, put
mm,
them into a bag so they don't all stick.
oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. So you do a lot of canning of tomatoes that time of year?
Not really, because in Italy, you probably basically get all good fresh food year round.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you don't really
Yeah.
do much freezing.
No. I mean, when my mother-in-law was alive, we used to do a lot of canning tomatoes,
Okay.
but we don't do that anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah. It is a lot of work. My mom used to do
Yeah.
some of that too. And she
It's
used
a
to
lot of
can,
work.
it is. And she used to can beets because my dad liked beets and not,
Oh,
us kids always hated beets. But
yeah.
my mom and grandma would always can beets because they would grow them in the garden and then
Oh,
can them.
interesting.
Yeah. We always knew when we came home from school, my sister and I, we'd walk on the door. Immediately we knew it was beet canning day because there's a very distinctive smell, you know?
Yeah.
We
So
didn't like
true.
beets, so
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like beets either.
I don't know. Some people use them in recipes. Maybe they're okay in recipes, but I don't like them by themselves.
No, me neither.
Even canned, I just
Yeah, no.
no, not my thing.
Strange. I don't know why, because I like vegetables.
I know. Same with me. So I noticed that you like to take baking classes, which, some people might say, well, you already know how to do you've been cooking for years. Why do that?
Well, you can always learn, right? Never
Yep.
know. You never always know everything.
True.
So that started basically, I guess, with COVID, because then I could do stuff online
Mm.
and so much fun.
Yeah, there's
That
a
was a
few
lot.
good things that have come from COVID, and I'd say that would be it. There's more online
Yeah,
availability of things.
yeah, that was great. Because, before, how could you do it? You couldn't. So I did quite
Yeah,
a few actually online. I did a couple of bread and I did a chocolate
Mm.
course. Yeah, I did quite a few.
I think it helped people to create online things that didn't exist before, like
Right.
creators who were making courses or whatever. It created this environment that was really rich for that, and people just
Yeah.
glom onto it. And I don't think it'll ever go away.
No, I don't think so either.
It's too convenient.
Yeah. And you can meet nice people too in the group, depending on how the
Oh, yeah.
courses
Hmm.
goes. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So tell me what I noticed you had something in the Huffington Post, a bake off. I don't even know how to say it. Casatella. And what is that? Is it Casatella or Casa?
Stracciatella. That's an Italian Easter bread.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I
Very
think it's from
cool.
Naples, if I remember correctly.
Okay, nice. Now, are there different types of food kind of distinctive to different regions of Italy?
Oh yeah, everybody has their own way of making things. I find from the south, like south of Rome, probably like Naples and Sicily, and they're all quite rich, like heavier,
Mhm. Okay.
whereas the north is a little bit on the lighter side and it's not as rich, I would say.
Sure.
Yeah. And Rome probably in the middle, it probably combines the both.
Do you prefer one type over the other?
No, I prefer them. I like them. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I totally understand. I really enjoy Italian food too.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just something about it. It's just always tastes good with wine too. Are you into wine much?
Yeah, a little bit. I
A
like it
little
dry.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, do you tend to enjoy cooking meals, meats, or desserts best?
Uh, I really like to bake, I must admit.
Okay.
I mean, I enjoy cooking too, but yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And
And
do
I
you like
like
to do?
Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I like Italian sweet recipes because they're not as sweet. Like there's
Ah,
less sugar and they're not as, yeah. Now when I go in and I try North American stuff, it's like, wow, this is really sweet.
yeah. I think we use way too much sugar here. It's in too many things that it doesn't
Yeah,
need
it's
to
in
be
everything.
in.
Exactly.
One thing
So,
I don't like about our country is, and it's like really hard to buy things in the store that don't have sugar added. It's
yeah,
just it's
yeah.
kind of a epidemic all over. Like they need to stop doing that.
It's too bad because, you don't really taste the real food.
I know. And it's just so not necessary. It's just people trying to avoid sugar ends up being a challenge in the States to avoid sugar. And it shouldn't be that way.
Exactly. So,
I, I thought one of your recipes looked really amazing on Instagram, which I had never thought of trying before. The yogurt bark. Tell us about that. That sounds amazing.
oh yeah, my daughter sometimes she does YouTube, so she'll do YouTube videos for me and also reels. So
Mm. Mm.
that was one reel she did, and she said, "Oh, it was so good." She says, "I'm making it again." Yeah, it's
It
really
sounds
easy.
amazing.
Yeah.
It
So
looks amazing too.
yeah, something a little bit healthier than regular.
And I didn't read the full recipe. Do you freeze it or put it in the fridge?
Freeze it.
Freeze it. Okay. Does it need to stay frozen then until you're going to serve it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Looks amazing. And it's a great idea. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
using that fresh fruit.
And it's so fast too.
Mm.
Yeah, any fresh fruit you like, throw it on. Even nuts or coconut.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. Some people seem to think like the simple recipes aren't as good. And I don't think that's true. Like I've heard some people say that like they want it to be more involved and gourmet.
Yeah,
I'm like, it doesn't have to be.
no, it doesn't. It's
In
true.
fact, I
Sometimes
prefer,
simple is the best.
also, it takes less time. Like we're all busy. It's like simple is just better all around.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, since you do focus on Italian cooking quite a bit, do you cook other types of foods like different, like, Asian or something like that? Or do you just pretty much not go there?
Do you mean on the blog
Even
or
yeah,
in life?
blog well, your blog is probably mostly Italian, right? Because that's the title of your
Yeah, yeah.
website. But in your personal life, do you
Oh
do
yeah,
all
I'll
kinds
try
of food? Yeah.
anything. And I'm lucky. My husband, he'll try anything too.
That's
Even
good.
though 'cause most Italians aren't like that. It's like give me Italian and that's it. But
Okay.
yeah, he'll try.
So he's your official taste tester.
Yeah, and of course my kids. Well, they're both in Toronto now, but when they come home, they'll try, like they try anything too. So
That's good. That's awesome. So where do you see yourself going in the future for your blog? You growing in any different ways or just kind of keep doing what you're doing because it's working?
probably just keep doing what I'm doing. Like I'm always, and then now you have to worry about AI and all that stuff. So there's always
Oh, I
something,
know.
right, to keep you going. But
Yep.
just hope for the best.
Yeah, it's ever changing, right? It really is.
It really is.
You're
Got to
not
stay
just
on
ever.
top of it or you're lost.
Mhm. Exactly. And you do have to change with it. Otherwise you're going to get lost too. Like
Sure.
anybody who refuses to do certain things, you might just
Yeah.
disappear, like,
I always use video as an example because if I
yeah,
hadn't have gotten into video, like my page would have been nothing what it is. And I get a lot of views from Facebook, so that helps too.
right. Yeah, it really does make a difference. Video is much bigger than, I mean, just look at YouTube. Look how big YouTube as a platform is because
I
people
know.
like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
What's your YouTube channel?
Um, I think it's an Italian in my kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Do you
Yeah, you
post
could
a lot
probably just
there?
Google an Italian in my kitchen on YouTube and you'd see it. It's my daughter does it.
Great. Sure. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, that helps.
Oh, absolutely. She does that for you. Does she actually make the recipes too and then put
Oh
them
yeah.
on, or does she take your content? Okay.
Oh, she takes my content and makes a video.
Okay. Yep. Yep. That's cool. That's really nice.
Yeah, thank goodness. And she loves doing it. So
Yeah, it's definitely something to learn. Like I'm not real good at editing audio. I'm good at editing audio, not so much video. Like that's something I haven't learned as much, but I'm really good at editing audio because I do a lot of audio. But
yeah.
editing video is a whole different game.
I bet. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she does all that. She does the editing and everything.
So tell me about your cookbooks.
Um, the cookbook, my first one, the hard copy, I think I did it in 2018 or 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. And oh, it was a lot of work. I had
Yeah.
my cousin test recipes and wow. At first, they didn't want me doing the photos because my photos weren't that great. So, but I really wanted to do the photos because I said, or it just won't feel like my book. That was just
Yeah.
me thinking that. And so I really worked on my photography and I was taking photos and they ended up saying, okay, great. They look good. So I was able to do my own photos.
Good for you. That's awesome. Did you
So
take a class for it or is it kind of more self-taught?
no, I did self-taught. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of fun to set
I
up a
actually
scene.
followed the Bite Shot. I think her name is Joni.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
She's really good. And I learned so much from that.
The
Yeah.
bait shot, she's called, huh?
Yeah. She's really good.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can find resources like that online and you can just learn
Yeah.
from them. I've done that a couple of times from other people too. I don't remember their names, but you can find
Yeah.
out so much online.
True. Just, yeah, everything on YouTube. So true.
Absolutely. So your main platforms people can find you on are Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram and YouTube.
Yes. We're also on
Any
TikTok,
other?
but I don't know how she does TikTok too, but
Okay. Yeah, TikTok's all about videos too. They like
yeah.
videos over there. I don't think you can post there without it being a video, actually.
No, it has to be video, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Which platform do you think works the best for you as far as getting traffic and people finding you?
Well, Google's my number one, but
Mm.
social, used to be Pinterest, and unfortunately it's not anymore. It's Facebook.
Mm. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I always struggled with Facebook. I don't feel like they do much for me. But I kind of stopped posting on them because it just didn't seem like I was doing anything.
Oh,
But you do video, and I didn't do a lot of video back then, so maybe I should return to that. Do some
yeah.
video on there.
True. Yeah. They like it.
So what have you learned throughout doing all of this cooking? Is there anything that you've learned you or wish you would have done differently as far as your
I don't think so, I really don't, because it all really just went really well for me.
Mm.
I can't really think of anything that I would have done different.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you've had great success, so that's
Maybe,
what you want, right?
yeah, maybe starting a YouTube channel sooner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'll hear from people too. It's like people, sit around waiting to do things, and their biggest regret usually is that they didn't start doing something sooner.
Yeah, it's true.
Even if you're not doing it perfect, you should just start.
Yeah. It's
Because,
true. Just start. That's all you have to do.
yep. I mean, yeah, like you said, you're going back and fixing things you didn't like in the past. But if you hadn't started, you wouldn't be where you are now. So we need to keep that in mind that we can go back and fix things.
Hmm. Yeah.
So tell me about your no churn vanilla ice cream. I saw that on Instagram too. How do you make no churn vanilla ice cream?
It's just three ingredients: cream, sweetened condensed milk, and vanilla extract.
Oh, okay.
My husband absolutely loves no churn ice cream, considering we live in the land of gelato.
Right.
Yeah, but it's really
That
good.
sounds so simple. I so want to try that. And you just mix it up, put it in a pan and put it in the freezer, right?
Yeah. And once it's firm, there you go. Ice cream.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I need to try that. And do you add different things to it sometimes?
Sure, you can add pieces of fruit or a sauce on top, whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or even puree some fruit and then just mix it in before you put it in the pan.
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
just sounds so simple. It's like you go out and buy this expensive ice cream and you're like, geez, I could just make that cheaper and easier and better at home.
Exactly. And it's true. Yeah. I mean, if you have a machine, then that's different too. You can make really good ice cream with a machine. If you don't, no problem.
That's good to know because I really have never tried to make ice cream. I've,
Yeah.
just never done it.
Yeah. It's good. It's hard not to eat it all yourself.
I can imagine. Have you ever tried making it like lower fat with a cream that's maybe like
I did
different?
a yogurt one, a frozen yogurt. That was really good.
Yeah. Now, can you use fat-free yogurt or does it have to have some kind of fat in it for it to
I
be?
think it really needs some kind of fat in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try. Why not? You could always try it and see. I'm sure it'll still work.
Right. Yeah. I just wondered if it needed that to be just, just for the flavor or just the consistency.
Yeah,
if you need a little bit of fat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can't even say this right. Pasta cotti Italiani. Did I say that right or did I kill it?
I don't know. Sorry.
It's on your Instagram as cream filled tarts.
Oh, pasticciati.
Pasticciati. Okay. I knew I butchered it. That sounds so interesting. So is it kind of like a muffin sort of, or what is it like?
Oh, no, it's almost like a filled pastry. It's pastry dough, good pastry dough, and you fill it with Italian cream, cover it and bake it. They're really good.
Okay. It looked interesting. I'm like, it looks really good. I never heard of it before.
If I'm not mistaken.
That's what I think is fun too, that you're putting all this stuff out there that's like to the, real, like you said, authentic. And it's just fun that people can try this in their own homes and be like, oh, this is authentic that I can make through your.
Plus, I get a lot of people who say, oh, you brought back memories of my visit in Italy. And that's always fun.
Absolutely. So do you do much traveling over there and try other foods like in France or any?
Well, we just started, not that often. My husband's not a big traveler, but
okay.
We've been to Spain, Ireland. Spain is really nice.
Very nice.
And, that's about it.
That's
and of course, in different places in Italy. But
yeah, right. I think that, it's just true that people, I mean, even if whatever you're going through in your life, you can still look forward to food, know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one thing that we can all almost always enjoy for our entire life. Some sort of food is enjoyable.
And it should be good too. You don't have to open a can.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's integral. We all need to eat, obviously. So, it's just a fun way to enjoy life, enjoy, your taste buds.
Yeah, it's true. And it's fun, once you start cooking, it can be fun.
Absolutely. You can share it with your family. You can make things together. Like that's one thing my son likes to do. There's been a couple of times where like we've all five of us have like made pizza. Like that's just like a fun like event.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
It unites people. Food unites people.
Yeah, it's true. It's like it's always eating with Italians. It's like, okay, you're eating dinner and then everybody's discussing what they're going to have for lunch. Food is a really big discussion.
And you have a sort of way of eating there too, where you do like multiple courses, right? Is that a pretty common thing?
Well, that's like they eat really well actually, because lunch is the bigger meal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And in, small size portions, like nothing is like over the top or like big plates of anything. And then
Hmm.
dinner is usually just a salad and maybe some sort of protein.
Probably a healthier way to eat. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like in the United States, more of heavy in the dinner,
And then you go to bed or, you don't do anything. So,
Mhm. Seems like a healthier way to be. I almost feel like, just uh, people in Italy or Europe, whatever, they just have a better way of eating than Americans do. It's
yeah,
just overall better
I
in
think
many
so.
ways.
Yeah.
Hmm. And you've obviously experienced both, so you see that as well.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah. And there's so much, when I'm in Canada, there's so much fast food too.
Oh, yes, exactly. Here too. Yeah. And some
So,
things are better. Like you go to the sub shops, they're using all fresh ingredients and stuff like that. So it's not,
yeah,
that's
true.
better than some of these fried places where
Oh,
things
yeah.
everything's fried.
Yeah. 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 True.
I suppose you probably don't have fast food restaurants in Italy, do you?
Oh, yeah. There's
Oh, you
McDonald's
do?
and
Okay.
Burger King
Oh, okay.
but they're like not all on every corner. You know what I mean?
Right. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, like here, it's like you don't go very far and you run into another McDonald's. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Just down the block.
yeah, exactly. Convenience. That is one thing about Americans. People want convenience, and
Yeah.
that's convenient.
Yeah, it's true.
So, do you have a favorite month of the year that you like to cook? And is it because of the foods you're cooking?
Um, December. I like
December,
making
yeah.
Christmas stuff between cookies and different breads and stuff. Yeah, yeah. I like Christmas,
Do you
December.
tend to make the same things, or do you find yourself sometimes adding in something different?
Um, well, I'm always on the search for new cookie recipes and s-
Hmm.
desserts. I'll ask friends and relatives, but probably basic three cookies. You do shortbread and a bar
Mm-hmm.
cookie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How do you get your inspiration to try new recipes?
Oh, well, my sister-in-law is really good for that. She'll say, "Oh, have you tried this?" and tell me about a recipe. Yeah. Or just
And
there's a
then,
lot of cooking shows on Italy too, in Italy.
mhm.
Oh, I'll watch cooking shows and see what's popular. You just that way too. Magazines too, like
Mm,
the usual.
yeah, yeah. And then do you like think, oh, I'm going to do this and you write it all out and then you try it? Because that kind of like, or do you ever take recipes and like alter them to your thoughts?
Oh yeah, both.
Yep, yep.
Or just sometimes even in a grocery store, I'll look at food and think of an idea.
Yeah.
Or even people in grocery stores will give me an idea or like tell me a recipe. Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah. So,
That's very cool. I think it's fun. There's so many different things you can do and there's so many different ways to combine foods and so many different foods to combine that, yeah, it's just like never ending.
no, it's true. Yeah.
So what recipes are you developing right now?
I'm thinking about a couple of pasta ones, although I have a lot of recipes out I've already done and I'm just posting them over the summer. So I
Okay.
don't know if I'm going to be really doing anything really too new right now.
Mhm. Just kind of posting what you have.
Yeah. I'm also in Toronto, so I usually take less and make less.
Yeah, sure. Do
Yeah.
you go there quite a bit or is it kind of a rare thing?
Oh no, quite a bit.
Quite a
Yeah.
bit. Okay. So
Yeah.
back and forth quite a bit.
Back and forth. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. My kids are here, so it's always fun seeing,
Okay, sure.
to see the kids.
So is the cultures are probably pretty different between Canada and Italy, or are they somehow similar?
Yeah, pretty different. It was hard getting used to it and like
Hmm.
they're slower and
Yeah.
yeah. I always liked the fast pace and stuff, so it was pretty hard for me to get used to slowing down and now with the blog I do things find myself still like going back to doing stuff quick, I got to do this and this. So
Uh-huh.
I like being like that, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's a total different mentality I notice because I'm like that too. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I got this big giant ideas, all these lists that I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I also get mad at myself. I'm like, why am I not doing this faster?
Yeah, true, right?
I get
Yeah.
impatient with myself. There's too much I want to do. And I get impatient. I'm like, I just need to slow down, but I don't.
Yeah. Especially when I'm in Toronto, like of course, I'm on the same hour as everybody else, basically, more or less. So I always find that I'm behind. Whereas in Italy, I'm 6 hours ahead. So I always feel like, oh, I'm on top of it. Do you know
I
what I mean?
bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see how that would totally be a
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I
Especially with
assume you had to learn. I'm sorry, what?
especially with newsletters. Like I'm always out, oh, I got to get this out now. Whereas in
Yes.
Italy, oh, I got 4 hours.
Exactly. Exactly. So I suppose you had to learn Italian once you moved to Italy.
I sure did because nobody spoke English.
Yeah. So what a challenge.
It was. I'm still terrible at it, but
Are you really?
yeah. Well, I always say I destroy the language, but it doesn't stop me.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah.
So, in talking about your newsletters, people can sign up for your newsletter on your website.
Yep. Yeah. I think there's a
And
few places right on, and every post has a sign up
how often do you send your newsletters?
3 times a week.
Oh, you do many of them. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a big undertaking.
It is. Yeah.
And do you actually include the recipes in the newsletters, or is it more of a link to, hey, this is where
A
you can
link.
find it?
I
Link.
include a
Yeah.
link. Yeah. A
Yeah.
photo and a link.
Photo and a link. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's nice. Have you learned any tricks about how to do good newsletters? It can be a challenge of another thing to learn, right? When you're blogging.
Yeah. Not really. I just do the best I can. Like, because really, it's really tough because you don't know if, is this okay? If so,
Mm. You try things and you just do, like you
yeah.
said, you just do it.
It's to me that right now everything's working. So I'll just stick to this for a bit until I need to change it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which I'm just curious as a blogger, which email platform do you use?
Convert kit.
Okay. Yeah. I've used that one in the past. Okay. Yep. Yep. I did use that one for a while and I went off of it. And right now I'm trying MailerLite, which I'm liking MailerLite too.
Yeah. Actually, I use MailerLite for my other blog and I really
Oh,
like it.
okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
it is. Yeah. And that makes a big difference if you have the right tool to do the newsletters because you need that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Mhm.
for
It's
sure.
definitely important. Well, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like to mention or highlight a specific recipe and also tell us where we can find your cookbooks?
Well, my hard copy cookbook is in bookstores and on Amazon, and my ebook you can get through the blog.
Okay. And then do you have both the authentic Italian desserts and It's All About Pasta in hardcover or is one an ebook?
No, okay, the dessert book is hard copy, and the pasta book is just ebook.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
And are they available on Amazon, you said?
yeah. The hard copy is you can get on Amazon, which is a dessert book,
Mhm.
or at bookstores, and the ebook is available through the blog.
Okay. Nice. So people can access that. Very good. You have any other plans for a future cookbook? Did I already ask you this? I had it
I
in my
don't
brain.
know.
I
I
can't
keep
remember if I
thinking
said
some
it.
people have been asking me, but I don't know.
Oh,
It's work.
it is. It really is a lot of
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
If I think of
It,
something interesting, maybe we'll see.
yeah. It's easier to do like on your blog. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
easier to post there. Yeah.
Mm,
But
sure.
cookbooks are nice too. But yeah, people are so digital. They love the fact that they can just go to your website and see it, right
Yeah.
on their phone.
Like, yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. Any recipes you want to highlight for us that we should all go check out?
Well, if you like Nutella, you could try my Nutella crumb cake. That one's really good. I just ended up making
Mm.
it again when my daughter came.
Oh,
Well, I love pasta, so any pasta really.
yeah. I
Lasagna, if
love
you like classic lasagna, that's a good one.
You make your own sauce or do you,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And I must say the pizza dough is really good too.
Yeah, I can't wait to try that pizza dough one. It's just my son likes to make the pizza dough from scratch. And so we've tried a couple and we've kind of had success here and there. So I'm really excited to try yours out and
Let me
see
know
how
how
it
it goes.
goes. I will. I'm sure my kids are going to love it. We're total pizza holics at our house. We
Oh
love
yeah,
pizza.
nothing like pizza. It's great.
Do you think American pizza is like totally different than Italian pizza?
Yeah, it is. Italian
Yeah.
pizza is much thinner,
hmm
but I like both. To tell you, like I really like coming home and order having a pizza here. Like
hmm
any pizza's a good pizza.
I know. I mean, I can't even really think of bad pizzas I've had. You know what I mean?
I
They're
know.
just
Yeah.
doesn't
Uh,
exist. Oh, pizza is such a good meal. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been really fun. And is there anything else you wanted to add or say about what you do or where people can find you?
Just that you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and the blog, all an Italian in my kitchen. And I love cooking and sharing Italian food. So, and I hope if you try anything, you let me know what you think of it.
Absolutely. Do you respond to take time to respond to people when they comment?
Oh yeah, I always respond. I think that's really important too, to let people know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's personal and yeah, it's just definitely valuable for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put all of your links down in the podcast show notes too, so that people can click through. And I probably will have some room maybe to do a few links to your recipes that you mentioned here too, so that people can easily go through and
Okay.
find that.
Great.
But thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Well, thanks so much to you, Julie, for having me.
Yes, you have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.